Okay, so I'm a Girl Scout, and I came to this farm because my Girl Scout Gold Award mentor is a CSA member of this farm, and I was looking for a Gold Award. A Gold Award is the highest award in Girl Scouts. It's kind of equivalent to an Eagle Scout Award, but she's a CSA member. She brought me to the farm, and I volunteered here to just like pick some vegetables and to clean and put it out for harvest. And I fell in love with it because I always loved environmental science, and little did I know that doing my Gold Award here would make me become a beekeeper, right? But I had read an article about colony collapse disorder, which is basically the demise of the honeybee population due to this chemical called neonicotinoids. If you read several sources, then a lot of like big industries will try to say like, oh, colony collapse disorder is multifactorial. It's not just this chemical that's causing their endangerment, but honestly, in my opinion, reading all of these articles, it really just leads back to this one nicotine-derived synthetic pesticide, which is used in, like, I think, probably over like 70% of commercial agriculture. It's the most used insecticide. And so neonicotinoids affect the bee when they're foraging for nectar. It's a systemic pesticide, so you soak the seeds in this pesticide and it affects the entire plant, the nectar and the pollen, of course. So the bees will directly be exposed to these pesticides, and it doesn't directly kill them per se, but it affects their neurological system. So when these bees ingest this chemical, they forget where their home is. They forget their way back home, because since bees are social creatures, they can't live without the hive. They need the community to survive, because that's where all the babies are, that's where their honey is, that's where all their food sources is, and they need the queen to basically release pheromones or smells that tell them what to do, in a way. I know I'm throwing so much information out right now. So yeah, and based on scientific facts, I've noticed that neonicotinoids are probably the main cause of colony collapse disorder, and so when I heard about that, I was inspired and very disconcerted and wanted to do something about this and take action. So I also didn't want to just involve education in my project. I didn't want to just do presentations, but that was basically an after the fact. When I talked to Elizabeth, the director of the farm, about colony collapse disorder, her eyes basically lit up and she was like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to raise bees in this farm for over 18 years. And I was like, wow, what did I just get myself into? So fast forward, I talked to the master beekeeper of the Long Island Beekeeping Association, and he was able to get me a grant for a nucleus of honeybees from, I guess they were originally from Yugoslavia, but we got them from North Carolina. They're called Western honeybees, and so they're from Europe, and they're technically not native here, but they are the most efficient pollinators in North America. So when we finally got the nucleus, it had about 5,000 honeybees in it with one queen, and that 5,000 bee nucleus grew into about 2 hives of 50,000. They just kept growing. So recently I've been checking on the bees for the past year, just to maintain them, make sure they're at equilibrium, there's enough activity, and we have 2 thriving hives, and they're like, I've never thought that I would become a beekeeper, especially. I started at 17, now I'm 18. And it's actually inspired me to study entomology, because I never realized how important insects are. Like, insects will always be here no matter how many endangered species there are. They really affect our ecosystem in like countless ways, and it's so sad because all these commercial agriculturists try to combat against these insects that they think are really hurting their crops and our like food supply, but then you have bees like this who you're indirectly killing which is going to affect our food supply, because without bees we would lose about 2/3 of our food supply. And so this is a huge issue because I love food, and I'm sure you guys do too. We would lose so many crops like apples and just vegetables in general. Uh-oh.